Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to a Thursday edition of the Maney and LauRen Morning Show. Not just any Thursday, a chilly Thursday morning edition of the Maney and LauRen Morning Show. Currently 18 degrees now here in South End. But the good news, Lauren, is that there is warmth on the horizon. It's supposed to warm up above normal temperatures next week. So maybe we're out of the freezer.
I would love that. The what do they call this? The something vortex.
Yes, the polar vortex.
The polar
they call it,
vortex,
which really means just cold water in the air that becomes cold temperatures for us.
Yeah, I'm all set.
Yeah, I know. Listen to us too. Like, we sound great. Our only live show of the week together. Yesterday was the Big Al and LauRen show. How'd that go? I heard a little bit of it.
Good. It went good.
Good.
We played Al Beat You instead of Can't Beat LauRen.
Right.
And
did Al win?
It was a tie. So yes.
Okay.
Ties because ties stay with the house.
Right.
But yeah, it was a good show.
Good. Yeah, Big Al's a lot of fun to have, and because I had such a crazy week with a funeral that I had to go to in New Jersey, and my flight was canceled originally. The whole family was supposed to go. My flight was canceled due to the snow in New Jersey. And then when we went to rebook on Monday, the airline said there's seats available, but there's nothing together because everybody with all the canceled flights is rebooking already, and we were a little late.
Don't they have to put, like, under federal law, don't they have to put minors with their adults?
She told me she couldn't guarantee it. So Amanda's like, well, I can't take the chance. She's like, more than likely somebody will switch seats with you. And Amanda's like, I just can't. Like, the 11-year-old can sit by themselves.
Do you know what would happen?
And she's right. More than likely we could have done it, but.
Could you imagine if you're on a flight and you don't want to change your seat, but Jackson is sitting next to you, and I'm like, all right, he's yours for the next 2.5 hours. Have fun.
And your son Jackson, little fire starter. And I ended up just going by myself at that point. And
Amanda didn't go?
No.
Oh.
No. You know, it was all so weird. And I don't want to get into all my travel. I explained it last week how crazy this week was going to be for me, to the point where today is my only live show here. And then I'm out tomorrow, and Monday is our 40-50 birthday getaway, which is fantastic, except I have what might be a
sinus infection.
Yeah, because when I landed yesterday here back in Charlotte, my ear was throbbing and it was clogged for a while.
Neti pot from the youngest old lady on the show. Let me tell you,
I can't do it.
You can't.
I choke.
It's gonna take you like 2 days of figuring it out, but then once you do it, I literally do it every single day in the winter.
Yeah, I can't. It's disgusting. It's where you pour the water in one of your nostrils, it comes out the other.
Yes,
that is the most disgusting thing ever. I'll gag. I'll puke.
Trust me, it's like waterboarding the first couple times you do it.
I can't do that. I got antibiotics. I did a virtual call with the doctor yesterday. I said, Doc, I just got off a flight. My ear's killing me. He's like, yeah. He's like, I'll give you some antibiotics that'll help, and it should be good in 2 weeks. I go, bro, I'm getting back on a plane on Friday. He's like, God bless you. Nothing you can do? No. Take aspirin or take Tylenol before. He said, might help. But yeah, that was that. It was a very sad event, as I thought it would be, when somebody who is younger dies. And I explained it last week that they were like a brother to me. My cousin's husband, Sonny, passed away, and at 64, massive heart attack. Laughing with my cousin 1 minute and then dies the next. It was just shocking, and we got to see a lot of old family that I hadn't seen in a while. A lot of his friends that I've known for a long time. And it was those moments where you would laugh and tell funny stories, as I did a lot. And then, you hear the kids crying. You see my cousin crying. And it brings everything back to reality. We were at the viewing at the funeral home. And there's conversations going on. I saw some cousins I hadn't seen in a while. And, we're having laughs and stuff. Then all of a sudden you just hear somebody cry, and it just shuts everybody up. It hit the reality of the sadness and the heaviness of the moment. Just brings it back, right? And then it's quiet for a little while, and then all of a sudden you hear everybody bubbles back up again, and then my cousin laughs with someone, and that breaks the ice again, and everybody feels like you can joke again and be funny. So they told a funny story about how my cousin's husband, my cousin Sonny, I'll call him. That's what I've always have called him. was biking with his two daughters when they were like 6 and 10. And the one daughter got really close to his bike. And he's like, do me a favor, don't get close to my bike because you're going to knock into me and then you'll knock me over. So she said, as soon as he says that, this like expert biker rode by me. She's like, mind you, I'm like 10 years old, like almost sideswipes me. So, of course, I'm scared. So I run right into my dad just as he told me not to. My dad falls off the bike. She says the bike tire's all bent, the seat's all bent. Like, it was a pretty tough fall. He bailed off the bike, so he was okay. But the bike wobbled and broke. So we're dying laughing, right? She goes, he took the bike, and he was so mad he threw it in the lake that was where the bike path was. And we're like, Dad, you threw your bike away. And there's a lot of people out there that know what it's like to be angry, and then you cool off.
Yeah.
So he's like, I don't care. I don't want the bike. And he was like a 2-mile walk back to the car.
Yeah.
That's how far they were. So next thing you know, they don't know where he is.
He's fishing the bike out.
He's walking the bike back. He proved his point by throwing it into the lake, then had to fish it out of the lake.
Take that, bike.
Yeah. You know what? I want you back, bike. I want you back. So we got music and margaritas at 8 a.m. this morning. So much to talk about. So much to talk to you at 704-570-9595. Always love reminding you. You know, we're more than just a radio station now. We're more than just in your car. When you turn the radio on at home or in your car, you could take us basically anywhere. With that Kiss 95.1 app, you could stream us 24/7, plug us into your car, and then when you park, unplug us from the car and walk with us. That's how you handle the Maney and LauRen Morning Show now. It's very, very simple to do. In
we
fact,
can follow you around and really be creepy.
I was listening to you guys for a little while in Newark, in New Jersey,
cool.
on my way to the airport. I had you guys on Apple Play. I heard a Messing with Mom that you played yesterday, and a little bit of you and Al talking about when your car was stolen. So I did get to hear some of it. But listen, I mean, that's amazing. I'm up in Newark, New Jersey.
You can listen anywhere.
Stream us anywhere on that Kiss 95.1 app. It is free, and it's in your app store and ready for you to take us with you. It's Maney and LauRen. It's that time of year where everybody's like sniffling and coughing. I just got off a plane, had to make a last-minute trip to New Jersey to go to a funeral for a loved one, and I was the one that was coughing on the plane.
Ooh.
Lucky for me, I had nobody in the middle seat, and I was at the window, so I didn't bother anybody.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like there's been so many flights that have been canceled lately that they're just jamming people onto planes. And I saw, now I know you had an extra seat next to you, and our promotions director flew down to, I think, the Bahamas or something, and she had the whole aisle. I was like, how?
Yeah. Well, was she posting that it was cold in the Bahamas?
I don't know.
I thought I saw, and I was like, where is she? Because it was like 32 degrees, and I'm like, where is she? Huh? She was in the Bahamas, huh?
No, it couldn't have been maybe 32 degrees when she left
check.
here yesterday.
I know it sucked, though, because I think I have this sinus infection, and when I was on the plane, like my ear was killing me just from the, decompression of the cabin, and I'm yawning, and I'm trying to get my ear to pop, and it didn't pop. I landed back in Charlotte at 1:30 yesterday. I think my ear popped finally at 3:30. Sitting and walking around yawning. People probably thought I was a maniac trying to tell them something. Hi, what's up, Mark?
Hey, Manny. Listening to you, I heard you had the sinus infection.
Yeah, dude. You're a nurse practitioner, it says here?
Yes, I am. If it's viral, that antibiotic's not going to help. If it's bacterial, it will. But you need a decongestant. You need to go get pseudoephedrine from behind the counter. You got to show your ID for it.
I hear you. Here's the problem in the loophole, Mark. I have high blood pressure. So So I'm on that Corset and stuff.
Yeah.
How
well maintained is it?
My blood pressure?
Yeah, I mean, is it managed pretty well?
Yeah, it depends on the day.
I'm on a daily pill.
Gotcha.
If you call that managed.
Antihistamines. There's the antihistamines as well. And if you can manage the nasal sprays, I heard you talking about that.
Oh, I love them.
Flonase and Astropro.
Astropro's.
One's a steroid and one's an antihistamine.
Yeah, man. Astropro is awesome. I take that.
Can I ask you something, Maney?
Okay.
Why ask me? Mark's the expert.
No, because it has to do with you. Because I keep preaching the neti pot to you, and if you like the nasal spray, like, why are you so against? I know it's like
Mark,
waterboarding.
the neti pot is the craziest thing. You put the water in one nostril and it comes out the other.
But
I
it
can't.
works.
I tried it. It gets all over the place. It looks like I just got out of the pool.
I'm with LauRen. They're great. Just use distilled water. That's all.
Do it in the
Thanks,
shower.
buddy. I appreciate it. That's a good lesson for anyone, not just me, anybody who's dealing with nasal issues this time of year. You heard from Mark what you need to do. Let's do this song, and then I want to come back and talk about the best places to work in the U.S. Last week, we talked about the best jobs. We have the best places. We'll do it next with Maney and LauRen. All right, real quick, LauRen, I wanted to go over the best places to work in the U.S. Glassdoor's 17th Annual Employees' Choice Awards are out, honoring the best places to work in 2025. And maybe some people listening to us are on their way to these places this morning.
What you got?
The ranking is based on anonymous employee reviews about their jobs, work environment, and employer over the past year. It's all based on employee feedback, which makes it really good because you're talking about the people that work there. A lot of times experts tell you these companies are good to work for, but the people that work there are like, it's crap.
And it's anonymous, which is even better because they can be truthful.
Yep. The top 5 best places to work. Eli Lilly and Company.
I don't even know what that is.
In-N-Out Burger. Crew Car Wash. And number 1 is Brain and Company. NVIDIA is on the list too. NVIDIA. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints made the top 10.
Stop.
MathWorks made the top 10. The place where you go
MathWorks?
You can get tutoring done. Yep. RLI, EXP, and I already said Microsoft. So there you have it. Those are the best places to work.
All right.
The 5 best small and medium companies to work for in 2025. Perry Labs was number 1. Syndax Pharmaceuticals, is that where Dallas works?
No, unfortunately.
Growth Therapy, GlideFast, and Victor's Home Solutions.
They're really all over the map. It's not like they were in one specific category.
Anybody work for any of those companies? Call in and tell us how damn happy you are to head to work this morning. A funeral for a loved one. And I get text from LauRen. She's like, what a week we picked to have as our craziest week travel-wise.
I'm like, I mean, it is status quo here the majority of the time, right?
Yes.
Like
it has been for years.
We get on our little hamster wheel and it's the same thing like day after day after day. Like the topics change, but we typically have the same schedule.
Right.
Well, this week we had 2 celebrities that were supposed to do interviews. You were traveling. I'm traveling. I had unexpected travel and expected travel in the same week. Right. Ugh. We had a couple people out of the office, so then we didn't have some help in the background.
Right.
And it was just like absolute chaos here.
So LauRen sends me a text and she goes, go figure, you're gone. And we have opportunities to talk to our friends, DaBaby, who is local here in the Charlotte area. For those of you in Augusta and Fayetteville who you might not know, he lives here in Charlotte.
He had a concert this week.
Yep. And so DaBaby's going to drop by. Still could drop by today, maybe tomorrow. We don't know. If he drops by tomorrow, he's going to have trouble. Nobody's going to be here. But the point is that I'm not here to help LauRen. And then I get the text message that says Heidi wants to come on the Maney and LauRen Morning Show.
And it wasn't just Heidi like we had originally thought. When I got on the Zoom call, it was Heidi and Spencer.
Of course he was there.
Which I was excited to see because, and I told him about this too, but when we had Roy on the show, like back in the inception of the Maney, Roy and LauRen Morning Show, you guys had purchased a cameo for me. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
And Spencer did the cameo.
Right.
So, I wanted to mention that to kind of break the ice. But when I tell you my day was so chaotic, number one, I thought that this interview was supposed to happen a day later. So,
you told me Wednesday.
Right.
And I go, good. If it's Wednesday at 3:30, my flight lands at 1:30. I could be home in time to jump on the Zoom from my home and do it.
So I misunderstood the original back and forth. And it was actually Tuesday. And I had to pick my son up from school, take him to go get a book, and then take him to ABA therapy. Well, that only left me a sliver of like 20 minutes to get myself ready, do the setup, and get online. Well, I get on the Zoom call, and number one, there's chaos in the background. Like, my kids are screaming downstairs. Like, I mean, it is so loud in this room.
Did you tell them that you had to do something for work?
I finally did go, hey, guys, I need like 30 minutes of quiet.
Right.
Can you go outside? Can you do something else? Like, go, right? So I get on this Zoom call, and I realized that because I'm on the browser and I don't have Zoom programmed into my computer, I have no record button.
Come on. You don't have the Zoom app on your desktop?
Mm-mm. I do on my phone, but I don't on the computer.
Okay.
So then I'm like, well, at least I can get the audio. So I go to pull up our audio editing device, which you can typically record on, and that's not working. Now Heidi and Spencer log on, and I'm sitting there fumbling with all of this for like another 3 minutes, and I still can't figure it out. I'm literally Googling how to set up Zoom, when you're already on to record.
And of course they're on time. Nobody's ever on time.
Never on time. And they're sitting there like, hey, we've got a hard out. You have 15 minutes. And I'm like, I can't get it to work. And I don't tell them that because I don't want them to feel like I'm wasting their time.
Right.
So I set up my phone and I just recorded all the audio on my phone, but it's terrible audio.
Can't they send the audio from the Zoom? Don't they have it?
Nobody recorded it.
Why?
Because they didn't set it up because
Anytime we interview,
thought I was setting it up.
I got it. Anytime we interview an artist, though, they usually, the record label or whoever's on the other end says, we're recording it and we'll send it to you.
Right. But we did it on our end because we wanted the recording right away, and then we couldn't get the recording at all. So
we have a mutual friend who knows Heidi and Spencer who was going to make this work. But then I saw like other shows had them too. They were doing a tour. And I go, that's awesome. I was telling everybody up there at the funeral, all my nieces and nephews who are younger and think I'm cool because I have this cool job. I was like, I'm not going to be there, but Heidi and Spencer are coming on.
Yeah.
They're like, that's awesome.
Well,
we love Heidi.
I know. I feel terrible because I feel like I let everybody down.
Nah.
But I just did not give myself enough time. And it was just like, it's nobody's fault. I just don't like letting people down.
Yeah.
And I was really hard on myself that day.
So there is no audio, or is there some audio we could put up on our YouTube page? I mean, is there anything?
Yeah, I mean, I can put up on our YouTube page what I have.
Yeah, maybe go do that and go listen to it for Lauren's sake. The Maney and LauRen Morning Show. Like and subscribe to us on YouTube.
Listen, I tried my best this week. I'm sorry.
Listen, I'm all cry. I don't have any tears left to cry. So I can't. I cried over my cousin enough. I can't cry over Heidi and Spencer.
Yeah, no.
Although I would have, if I was on the interview, I would have shared how I met Spencer years ago before the Hills. He, Brody Jenner, and Brandon Jenner were friends, and they were all living in Brody and Brandon's mom's house. She at the time was married to David Foster, who's currently married to Catherine McPhee. So they did this show called The Princes of Malibu. And I went out there as part of a radio station group that Fox invited to come out to watch the premiere. And we partied at David Foster's house where Brody, Brandon, and Spencer lived.
Yeah.
And we partied so hard and so long that we missed the Fox bus back to the hotel. And Brandon and Spencer literally drove us, me and the guy from Houston, back to the hotel.
I mean, how old were they at this point? Like 17?
He would remember that, though, because the party was at their house.
Yeah.
And, like, my buddy and I, at David Foster's house and Brody and Brandon Jenner's mom's house, we, like, were walking around the house, and we went into, like, different rooms, and you open up a closet, and there's 8 versions of Monopoly just unopened, and it was like, this is rich people stuff. By the way, The Princes of Malibu, I think, was a complete disaster. It only aired like 1 or 2 episodes.
I will say it wasn't really like a joking interview. They are going through it right now. So, you had to have that in mind, too.
I know. Was Heidi good?
Yeah. I mean, I think they're both okay now. But actually, right before the interview, Spencer was on the phone with the police, and the police were telling him that he could go back onto the property, I think yesterday. And he was like, maybe I can collect some crystals and like broken up thing. I don't know what's going to be there.
Yeah.
So
anyway, all right. Well, we'll see if we can salvage some of that chat that we had with LauRen and Heidi and Spencer on our YouTube channel, The Maney and LauRen Show. Can you explain the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni thing?
Baldini.
Is that Baldini? Isn't it
so.
Baldoni?
I don't know. Hold on.
BLDONI. Baldoni. Justin Baldoni. That's right.
Okay.
Trust me, I was just around a bunch of Italians in New Jersey.
But So they work together on It Ends With Us, which is a book adaptation to movie. And I think somewhere along the line, and I'm paraphrasing here, but there was probably some tension because he is the director and she, I
and he
believe,
also stars in it.
Yes, I believe was like part producer in it.
Okay.
And she was also in the movie. So 2 stars of the movie, also having input behind the scenes of the movie. And something happened where she felt like he was disrespecting her and had made a comment about her weight, and things kind of snowballed from there. Well, she is suing him. He is now suing her for defamation in like
$400 million lawsuit.
like an immense amount of money.
Yeah, alleging defamation and civil extortion.
So, unfortunately, the thing that stinks here is that I don't think that we will ever get the second movie, which is It Begins With Us, which is the second book, because these two aren't getting along.
Yeah, and yesterday, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds also is part of the lawsuit as well.
So,
they've asked a judge to issue a gag order against Baldani's attorney, accusing him of engaging in harassing and retaliatory media campaigns. They put out video yesterday of the two of them dancing and somewhat kissing, and supposedly it shows Baldani and her not having any tension or any issues. And her party saying the complete opposite.
Right. It's the same clip, but 2 different sides got 2 totally different things out of it. And I will just say that Ryan Reynolds, even though he was not a producer or a contributor on the movie, stepped in and rewrote a scene, which I think there's just yes, there might be like some sexual harassment behind the scenes. There also might be a power struggle, an HR thing. Like, I think there's a lot of issues here, but we're just going to have to let this play out in court.
Well, I'm obviously siding with Charlotte's power couple.
Right. Me too.
And, with Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. And by the way, are they living in Charlotte? Is that a thing?
I do believe so. One of their kids go to school with one of my friends' kids. So I have heard. Yes.
It's the most under the radar situation ever.
Totally.
Oh my gosh. All right. So as you know, I was gone earlier this week. Went to New Jersey for a funeral of a cousin who we dearly love. And I was telling LauRen earlier, when you go to these funerals and there's a viewing and stuff, you see old people that you haven't seen in a while. And I don't mean older people. I mean just people, old friends that you haven't seen in a while, old family members. And it's quick to make the room loud. And all of a sudden, you hear, oh, hi, I haven't seen you in so long. And then you tell funny stories about the person who's passed and things like that. And then all of a sudden somebody starts crying and everybody just kind of gets back into the zone of, oh, that's right, we're at a funeral and we're here for a loved one. And it is really sad. So that's what I was dealing with all week, plus some sort of nasal issue now, thanks to Mark, nurse practitioner, for calling in earlier this morning, who said, do what LauRen said, do the neti pot. But before I even got to New Jersey to go to the funeral, LauRen, I did the stupidest all-time airport blunder. And I was so mad at myself. And ordinarily, I'll fly American and I'll fly Spirit, and especially to Newark, easy flights, cheap. And this time we flew United. And with the snow in New Jersey on Sunday night, the United canceled most of their flights into Newark and around the New York area. And the rebooking was happening, and you could rebook free or you can get a full refund. And when we went to do the rebook, we couldn't get seats together for the 4 of us. So Amanda goes, you know what, babe, it's just not meant to be. Just go on your own.
Yeah. It's
probably best anyway. It'll be tough for the kids. So anyway, I just ended up going on my own. I get to the airport. And like I said, I don't ordinarily fly United. So it says United is gate E23. The E-terminal is under construction here in Charlotte. The entire airport has been under construction in Charlotte for almost the length of time that I've lived here.
I know.
12 years. So I pull the move where I casually walk down to the gate. Don't want to get there too early. Definitely don't want to get there too late. I stopped, got Bojangles right in the airport, ate, and then proceeded down to gate E23, where I see 5 people sitting there, and it says Birmingham, Alabama on time. And I'm like, huh, I look at my app again. Was there a gate change? Normally they'll text you or send you a message that your flight gate has been changed. And it wasn't. And then I look and I realize.
Are you in the wrong terminal altogether?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What's E23? Or I'm sorry. Yeah, E23.
International, right?
E23 is my freaking seat.
Oh, Maney.
For some reason, the United app put the seat where the damn gate is on the American app. That's where they put the gate. The gate was in the upper right-hand corner in small little letters.
But
on the American app and on the Spirit app, the gate is big because that's the first step of getting on the plane.
But do you not use the big monitors in the
that's child's
airports?
play.
See, I do because I feel
I know.
like...
I run into people like you standing there staring, and I go, just use your phone.
Yes, but the phone sometimes takes a minute. Like, I feel like I'm getting the most up-to-date information on the screen.
My flight boards at...
and it's confirmation, by the way.
Right.
For moments like yours.
My flight boards at 7:20 a.m. I'm in the E-terminal at 7:10. I have to get to A27, which for anyone that knows anything about the
it's
airport.
on the other side of the airport.
Basically, picture an octopus, and I'm in this tentacle and have to be all the way down there at that tentacle. As far away as possible. I'm booking it like the maniacs that you see running through the airport. I'm huffing it, sweating in a sweatshirt. I finally get to my gate with, I would say, 5 minutes to share, 10 generously. One of the last ones to board, sweating my ass off. I take my sweatshirt off and I start like squirting my, like patting myself down. LauRen, it was a long run. And I'm pulling my bag and I cannot be late for this flight. I get there and the woman's like, you need to check your bag. And I'm like, I don't care what I need to do at this point. I'm like, you need
Just
to
put my butt in a seat.
I need to check a bag. You need to get me a water and a sponge, please, at the very least. Here's what I want. Here's what I would love to hear though from you is because 10 minutes to get to the gate is LauRen's thing. Like I'm there 30 minutes before minimum.
I'm not leaving the lounge until 10 minutes before boarding.
I hate that. We want to hear from you. How were you the maniac at the airport? And did you either miss the flight altogether or did you get on in the last second? I stupidly, on my flight to New Jersey, was looking at my seat number, E23. And I moseyed on down to gate E23 only to find out that flight wasn't Charlotte to Newark. That flight was to Birmingham, Alabama, and it was on time for 40 minutes after my flight was supposed to take off. I look up in the upper right-hand corner on the app. No, my gate is A27, the complete opposite side of the airport in Charlotte. And Megan knows how bad it is to run through the Charlotte airport. Hi, Megan.
Hey, how are you?
It would be nice to live in Augusta, one of the cities that we broadcast to, because I'm sure they have a cute, smaller airport that wouldn't take us forever to get from side A to side B.
Probably throw a stone.
Yeah, what'd you do?
Right. So my husband and I and one of his friends, we were flying out to California for my birthday. Well, his friend was picking us up from the house. He got there really late, and, you need time to get through security and all that. So by the time we get to the airport, we're already behind, like way behind schedule. We get through security, and we're already hustling to get to our gate. By the time we get to the gate, I'm like, yo, guys, this is international. We're not flying internationally. So we're freaking out because at this point, like, our flight's getting ready to board. So same as you, we had to go to the opposite end of the airport. And when I say we were all sprinting, all three of us split up. I don't know where anybody else went because at that point we knew where we had to go. We're running.
Just get there and tell them we're coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally.
One person. Who's the fastest?
Yeah, who made it first?
Well, I was not the fastest. Okay, I was the last one. But by the time we're getting up to where we have to go, they were doing the final boarding call, yelling out all three of our names.
And you're waving. Like, no, don't shut the gate.
We're right here. So when I tell you we got there with the last second to spare, we got there with the last second.
And you're the ones that we look at when we're at the airport on a normal day and you see somebody running and you're like, I feel so bad for them. I was that person.
It's also like, how do you not give yourself enough time when you get there, which we typically do.
I know.
That day
Mistakes happen. Mistakes happen.
I have to be honest with you. When I see
Megan.
somebody running through the airport like that, I just automatically assume that they were connecting and their first flight was late.
Yeah, especially in Charlotte. It's a huge connecting airport. Jennifer, this didn't happen to you at the airport, but it was a cruise?
Yes.
Oh, the cruises are the worst. They will leave you in a heartbeat.
Real quick, tell us what happened.
We had
had a check bag and a bag that we were going to carry on with us. Those bags got mixed up. The one that was our carry-on had all our documents in it, with our birth certificates and stuff. So, shout out to World Fun Travel Vacation. They helped us so much with trying to get that bag that ended up being checked with all our documents, and we made it by the skin of our teeth.
And everybody on the boat's yelling for you, like, go, go, go.
It was like the last 20 minutes before the ship was going to leave. But we ended up getting able to go to our trip to the Bahamas and all that. It was so much fun.
That's
my
awesome.
gosh.
Thanks, Jennifer.
The worst part about that, too, is like boarding day is so long. Like, you have all day to get on the boat. To have that happen, you're like, come on.
I just like everybody on the boat egging you on to make it. Jump!
Yeah.
Jump! You can make
do it!
Sit in, and I wanted to read it real quick.
Yeah.
I was active duty Army coming home from Iraq. For whatever reason, my flight was running late. I was in full uniform. And by the time I got there, I realized I had 10 minutes to catch my connector. I asked the stewardess if she could do anything, and she said, we'll see what we can do. We were flying out of Atlanta. You know, that airport is huge.
Ooh, yeah, it is.
I ended up having to go through customs as well. So I'm pretty much running half naked through the airport because I had to get dressed for the metal detector. I had to get undressed to get through. No shoes, no shirt. I'm running all the way across the airport, tucking my shirt in.
Big problem. No shoes, no shirt. Big problem.
Oh, my gosh. I get there, and I'm thinking I missed the flight because it's not even there to board anymore. I sat down, started to catch my breath, and realized I got to come up with a new plan. That's when an employee came out and asked if I was supposed to board a flight. I said yes, and she said, good news. They ended up holding the flight for me because they knew I was active military, and the pilot announced that I was coming, and the entire plane said that they would wait 25 minutes for me. No problems.
Get out of here. That is so amazing.
Imagine this. The pilot's doing the pilot thing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't mind, we'll take a quick vote. We have an active duty military person who we know is in the airport making his way to the flight. All those in favor that we stay and wait for him, say aye. Aye. Like every single person. I'd be fine.
Right.
You kidding me? Right. Active military? Yes. He made the flight.
And you'll make it up in the air.
There you go. And that's when you realize every once in a while that humans can be human to each other and we can be nice and do awesome things. Thank you for your service, and thank you for listening to Maney and LauRen. What's going on? Tell us what's happening around Charlotte with that 3 in the QC.
By the way, I might have some Love and Life predictions at the end of 3 in the QC. But right now, the James Beard Foundation, they just put out their best chefs list in restaurants and bars in the U.S. And Charlotte had 3 that made the semifinals.
Nice.
Supperland, Restaurant Constance, and Community Matters Cafe. So congratulations to them. Now, there is a new steakhouse coming to South End, and it'll be right on the border of South End and Uptown. It's going to have skyline views, which is kind of exciting because they got rid of Bentley's up here and it went to South Park. Of course, we still have Steak 48, but that's, we don't have a rooftop or rooftop views from there. And then there's STK Uptown and Beef and Bottle, which is, a staple.
The opposite of glamorous and trendy. It's a staple, yeah.
All right, so there's some predictions on lineups for the Love and Life Music Festival.
I tried to get the inside track with my buddy Mike.
People are thinking that Hozier, Tyler the Creator, and Charlie XCX is going to be added to the lineup. They seem to be doing a lot of festivals right now, so maybe this will be another little boost that we'll get here in the
I heard
in the Queen City.
The nugget I can give from an unofficial official who's in the know said that bigger names are on the way.
All right. We shall see. That's your 3 in the QC.
All right, let's play Can't Beat LauRen. She's got 90 straight wins, and we're back to trying to beat her again. Win number 91 could be hers. Waiting for Big Al to get our winner, or caller number 9, for our big music and margarita contest that we are doing. Sending you to any Margaritaville resort of your choice. If you are caller number 9, you get put in the running. But before you even get in the running, we will give you a pair of tickets to go to the 3-day Love and Life Music Festival. That's the music part. The margarita part, keep you nice and warm somewhere with some good margaritas. Thanks to Kiss 95.1 and the Maney and LauRen Morning Show, Music and Margaritas. We have a couple more weeks of doing this, so that's cool. Love it. Music and Margaritas with Maney and LauRen on Kiss 95.1. Call number 9. We'll grab you here in a minute. Speaking of the phones, LauRen, when I was in Jersey for this funeral, I did a lot of radio listening.
Yeah.
I love going around the dial. It's where I grew up. It's where I started. Did an internship in 1995 with the Howard Stern Show as an intern. Sent my resume in, and I somehow got the internship. And then I ended up working at MTV for a little while, and then I ended up working at Z100 in New York, one of the best radio stations in the world. A lot of cool people came out of Z100. Elvis Duran has his show there, and I grew up with all those guys. And when Elvis Duran took over the morning show, I actually was a writer on the show for a little while and did some prep for him and things like that, because there was this thing called the information superhighway, a.k.a. the internet, that had just started, and I would go find articles on the internet to hand to him, to help produce the show. So I loved listening to that, and then I'm flipping around, and it's something that the sports stations do that is kind of weird and odd, and I don't hear it really on regular radio, but I hear it on morning radio and even in the afternoon on sports stations when people call in and they'll say, hey, you guys, first time, long time.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard that?
Yes.
First time caller, long time listener. And it's a sports thing, and they go, man, thanks so much for chiming in. What's on your mind? And then they'll get into their sports point. So I wanted to try it on a music radio station. I would love to hear with my friend LauRen. You call in. If it's your first time calling and you're a long-time listener, give us a call, 704-570-9595. But as soon as we pick up on you, you have to go, hi, it's Michelle. First time, long time. Exactly. And then, of course, we're going to ask you why it's your first time.
Right, like what took you so long to call?
Yeah, I mean, I heard the guy on the sports station go, hey, guys, first time, long time, been listening to you since you started. And they started in like 2017.
And you're like, why don't you join in our shenanigans?
Yeah, first time, long time. What's up? Yes, we're glad you found us. We're glad you listen. Thanks for voting us the best morning show in Charlotte, like 3 years running. We appreciate that. Charlotte Magazine, BOB Awards are big. We appreciate you guys. But there's a lot of people, LauRen, who don't call into the show. They just enjoy listening to the show. And as I said earlier, I was in New Jersey listening to the sports station, and like 3 or 4 calls inside of an hour, they would call and they would say, yes, hi. They go, let's go to Mark in Islip, New York. And he go, hey, guys, first time, long time. Oh, thanks for listening. I'm like, why are you not calling in?
Right.
Crystal, good morning.
Good morning, Maney and LauRen. First time, long time.
Love it.
How long you been listening, Crystal?
I listen to you guys every morning taking my son to school. I've texted a few times, but I've never called in.
Well, we're happy to have you. Thanks for calling.
Thank you for having me on the radio. I'm so excited.
You don't even need to be an expert in radio, and they do have these radio experts that say, a large portion of your audience listens. So don't take this the wrong way when I tell you, Crystal, your ears are more important to us than your mouth right now.
I appreciate that.
But, Crystal, as a listener, as a first-time, long-time, the audience tells amazing stories. I mean, we have silly stories that we share, but when you guys call in and top those stories, that's the best part of the show, we think.
Definitely. That's why I listen a lot of times, because I want to hear everybody else's story, because it's hilarious.
I know.
I love...
Thanks, Crystal.
I love doing the show, but then there's times, like yesterday I went and listened back to something that we did a while ago, and I laughed so hard because it's just the callers' stories.
Yeah,
you
they're
know
the
what
best.
I mean?
They're the best.
I was like, that was really funny. They were really funny.
We got lines. We got phone lines on hold. Do you want to keep going?
Sure.
Good morning, Tina.
Good morning. This is my first time calling, long time listener.
First time, long time, LauRen.
Yeah.
Good, I said it right.
Yeah. First time caller, long time listener. And how long you been listening to the show?
Well, about 3 years now. My daughter turned me on to it.
Okay. What do you do for a living, Tina?
I am a school teacher.
And this is the first time you decided to call into the Maney and LauRen Morning Show in 3 years.
Yep, absolutely. I love you guys. So
I mean, we love you too, but what took you so long?
Nothing we did ever motivated her to call in. Not playing Campy LauRen, not any of the conversations we had, War of the Roses segments, nothing. Hey, listen, they say only like 10% of your audience you ever hear from in studies. So we appreciate you chiming in, Tina.
yeah, appreciate you guys.
All right, here's another one. Good morning, Rob.
Hey there, long-time listener, first-time caller.
I love it. I don't know why it's such a thing on sports stations, but it's always first time, long time. How long you been listening, Rob?
Oh, it's been about 2 years since I moved into town.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you chiming in. Nothing we've ever done before ever motivated you to call us?
No, not before. I mean, it's just, I just lurk around. You all just have some interesting points.
He just likes to listen.
Okay.
Okay.
Some people aren't talkers.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a delivery driver.
So you're in the truck delivering in the morning, and we're on your radio?
Yeah, and
I love that.
I just wait for the reactions of what the headlines are.
I love that. My UPS driver listens to us in the morning, and I tell him to blast it when he walks away from the truck, so everybody is forced to listen to the Maney and LauRen Morning Show when he goes to the big department stores and all that stuff. It's so important. Rob, we appreciate you listening.
Thank you. All the best. Keep up the good work.
Big Al says we have to say hi to Kimberly. Good morning, Kimberly.
First time, long time.
I love that. How long you been listening, Kimberly?
I have been listening since it was Dax and Maney, Ace and TJ, and in the 90s, Kiss 95.1, The Edge.
Wow.
That is a long time.
I have been through both of Amanda's pregnancies and both of LauRen's.
Oh,
you remember?
I love that.
One of our favorite moments on the show was when LauRen, you were pregnant with Cash, and you weren't sure whether or not you were pregnant. So you and our producer at the time, Victoria, went into our bathroom and took a pregnancy test live on the air.
Sure did. We sure did.
I had to pull over because I had to figure out what was going to happen.
I know. And then you look back,
cake.
and then we did. We had a cake,
but it said congratulations or not.
Yes, and one half was blue, one half was pink.
Which, by the way, we still have the video, and it is on our YouTube page at the ML Morning Show. If you want to see it there.
Oh, I did. I already have.
That's awesome, Kimberly. And so you don't call in often. You just like to listen.
The only time I've ever done anything is I texted. You guys were talking about safe words during moving furniture, and I said meatloaf because I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that.
That is so good. I love it. Listen, we appreciate you listening, and it means a lot to us. Thanks for chiming in, Kimberly.
Absolutely. You guys have a good one.
You too. I don't want to leave anybody on hold. Elena was the last one.
Okay.
Hi, Elena.
Hey, first time, long time.
There you go.
How long, Elena?
5 years.
Going back a long time. I love it. What turned you on to us?
You guys are hilarious, and I love you and LauRen's banter back and forth.
Oh, we have that.
Yeah, we do.
We have that.
We have it off the air, too.
In fact, Elena, you're going to hear why LauRen was almost arrested wearing a ski mask. This was last night?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, last night her and her friends were in ski masks, and her one friend was dressed as a plant, and they almost got arrested for doing something. So no wonder why you just enjoy listening. You don't have to call in because
nonsense.
We'll do the nonsense. You just listen to it. Thanks, Elena. We appreciate you listening. Have a great day, okay?
All right, you too.
Yeah, and thanks, everyone.
I am fairly certain that someone almost called the police on me last night.
The way you told the story to me off the air is the person threatened to call the police.
Yes. So let me just set the scene, okay? Because this is the same group of girls that I went to Kiowa Island with and knocked out my front tooth, okay?
They're no good for you, these friends. They're nothing but trouble for you, and you have a reputation to uphold in this city.
I know. And by the way, we're all going to Fort Lauderdale together, and my husband has already said, you guys need mouth guards in and helmets on all weekend because nobody's coming back with stitches or missing teeth this time. Got it? Are we all together? Great.
Big Al, did you see this video of her?
Yeah, I saw it, and it actually really sent me because I'm like, it just had me hollering, even off the first frame. Like, I didn't see the video even start, and I was already cracking up.
Okay, so I'm going to tell the story, but if you want to see the video that goes along with the story, this actually happened last night. It is up on our YouTube page at the ML Morning Show is what you're going to search. And when you get to our page, if you scroll down, it's the first video under shorts, okay? So it is our friend Kim's birthday yesterday. And my friend Stephanie gets this great idea that she is going to order a Bush costume, and she wants to ambush
she
Kim
ate that.
for her birthday. So
she understood the mission.
Yes. So the Bush costume comes in, and she's like, we're all going together, then we're going to scare her and then give her a present afterwards. And I'm like, okay, we're in. She's like, you two dress in all black and wear ski masks. And I was like, well, I only have a hot pink ski mask, which is on brand for me.
The opposite of camouflage, by the way. If you're hiding out and you're wearing a bright pink ski mask, you did not understand the mission.
Wait, that is rhinestoned, okay?
Yeah.
The rhinestones.
It's all glittery, too.
What you doing with a rhine?
I mean,
It's
you
a
might as
whole
well.
nother story on its own.
You might talk
well
about that
just-
another day.
You might as well just had us. I'm over here.
Yeah. Come get me right here. It's my
All
group.
right, so real quick, finish.
All right, so anyway, Stephanie runs over and lays in the bushes with her bush costume on, and then my friend Ro and I are in these hot pink ski masks walking around outside of her apartment complex, and the concierge comes to the front door, and she's like, hands crossed, all ticked off.
Yes.
And she's like, do I need to call the police?
Yes, you do.
I just feel like she can relax.
Stephanie
No,
and
ma'am.
LauRen are trouble.
I'm
no,
on your
ma'am.
side.
You do not need to call the police. I can assure you that this is a friendly, fun prank for a birthday. So she goes back inside and she is watching us like a hawk.
When she comes out to yell at you, is Stephanie still in the Hunter Bush costume
Yes.
and doesn't move?
Yes.
Does she not notice Stephanie?
No, Stephanie answers her from the laying position on the floor, okay?
Yes.
The woman probably only saw you and your friend in hot pink and in the hot pink face mask, and then had no idea that the Bush was going to be talking to her.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, our girlfriend finally comes down after we rope her husband in and everything else, and we do scare her. And she's like one of those people who don't have she doesn't ever have a big reaction. So we weren't expecting
Right.
something big. But we scared her, we gave her gift, and we avoided jail time. So it was a win-win.
And you can go check out the video, y'all, on our YouTube channel, the Maney and LauRen Morning Show. Go look at, if nothing else, go look at the hot pink mask with glitter so LauRen could be under the radar and not get busted. Earlier this morning, I told everyone how I made a major mess up at the airport. I accidentally was looking at my seat assignment, which was E23 on the plane. And I went to gate E23 for my flight.
Yeah.
And it was for Birmingham, Alabama. I was going to New York, to Newark Airport, actually, in Jersey.
And then you had to book it across the airport to get to your real gate.
My flight was already boarding, but I was like group 4, so I was like, at the time, I'm just going to walk there. It'll be perfect timing. I planned it out perfectly. I had a run, for people that aren't familiar with the Charlotte airport, we said this is a perfect way to say it. Picture an octopus. I'm at this tentacle all the way down there. I got to run through the brain and all the way to the other side in like 10 minutes to make it on time.
From 9 to 3.
So we took calls from people who also had to book it through the airport. One woman said it wasn't the airport, but I almost didn't make my ship.
Oh, and cruises are the absolute worst. They will leave you unapologetically.
Well, Tanya was listening and didn't have a chance to call in, and we didn't get a chance to get to her. But she had a funny reason why she was almost late for her plane. Hi, Tanya.
Hey.
Thanks for hanging with us. We appreciate it. So share your story with everyone. What happened? How did you almost miss your flight?
I live in Salisbury. Charlotte's about 25, 30 minutes away. I had just went through cancer and lost my teeth, so I had just gotten dentures. And I was going to see my dad for a month in Texas, and we get all the way to the airport, unloading my luggage, and I realized I didn't have my teeth. My flight was at 7 a.m., and it was already like 6:10, 6:15. My husband grabbed all my luggage. We flew. I know we had to be going over 100 miles an hour. Got back to Salisbury, grabbed my teeth, got through security, and literally they were calling my name. They were about to shut
You
the gate.
made
I'm
it?
like, look, I made it.
Teeth and
I
all,
don't know
girl.
how. I do not know how.
Where were your teeth? Were they sitting right where you had left them?
Yes. I was like, I literally made it by the skin of my teeth. Literally. But
She can't be going to Texas for a month without her teeth, LauRen.
She said I made it by the skin of my teeth.
I wouldn't have been on Thanksgiving dinner.
It would have been baby food for you for like a month.
It would have been. It would have been horrible.
I'm so sorry that happened to you. That's sucks, Tanya.
Did you tell everyone when you got to the gate, Tanya, your story? You're like, I had to go get these puppies.
I forgot my teeth. Okay? And they're like, what?
Thanks for sharing a laugh with us this morning, Tanya. We love you so much. You got it.
Seriously, y'all have the best stories.
The best stories with Maney and LauRen. Oscar nominations came out. You want to hear a couple?
Yeah.
So, Best Actress, Ariana Grande wasn't up for it, but Cynthia Erivo is for Wicked. Mm-hmm. Is that weird? Is that... shouldn't they both be up for it?
I mean, yes. I think Ariana was amazing in Wicked. However, I will say from like an outside perspective, okay, and I'm a theater person.
Yes, so you have expertise at this.
I think that Ariana's character, when she plays Glinda, is a little bit more kitschy than Alphaba's role. Alphaba's role is a little bit more... it's a little bit more drama. It's a little bit more serious.
It takes a little more to play that role.
I don't know. I mean, I like the character of Glinda because she's over the top and she's like really out there. But I kind of do understand where Cynthia, just knocked it out of the park when it came to Alphaba.
Right. Best Picture, of course. The Substance, Wicked, Conclave, The Brutalist, Anora, Dune Part 2, A Complete Unknown, the Chalamet flick, right? Chalamet's also up for Best Actor. Adrian Brody, The Brutalist, Timothy Chalamet, Coleman Domingo, Sing Sing.
I can't hear the name Domingo now without thinking about the SNL song.
I know, I can't either. You're right. Demi Moore up for The Substance for Best Actress.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I like Demi.
Let's see. Best Actress in a Supporting Role. Now, Ariana Grande did get the supporting role nod.
Okay.
So she didn't get the lead nod. You know who was not on the list, though, is Pam Anderson. They thought that maybe she would be up for the Oscar for her role in Showgirls. Yeah. Edward Norton up for Supporting Actor in A Complete Unknown. And that's all the good stuff there. So.
I think Cynthia has a good shot at winning Best Actress. Unfortunately, when it comes to the Academy, I feel like that's where Pamela Anderson fell short and Ariana falls short because it's almost like the Academy wants you to take your licks in the industry, and because they're not quote unquote like movie stars,
right?
You know what I mean? It's harder for them to get the award, I think.
Do you know who has, and I think it still stands, the record for the shortest Oscar speech? I believe it's Joe Pesci.
Is it where he just says, "Thank you so much. Good night, everybody"?
Not even. I think it was, "This is an honor and a privilege. Thank you." That is dope.
Yeah.
That is awesome. When you go up there and you're just like, "I really appreciate this. Thank you so much," and walk away.
Yeah.
They couldn't even play him off.
Nope.
They had the cue ready, and they were like...
Didn't even get the opportunity.
And it's the opposite. You know how somebody drones on so long? They're like, and I want to also mention the indigenous people in Greenland need our attention. And so this guy goes...
It was the opposite. They actually had to fill time after his speech.
The guy was sleeping at the button. He wasn't even there because, the guy's got a minute and a half to talk. They moved him on to the next thing. They were like, okay, there off he goes. Do you guys want to know who the most beautiful supermodels in the world are based on science?
Can I have a guess because I think I've seen this before according to The Talk.
Science says these are the best looking supermodels in the world. We'll see if Big Al agrees, and if you agree, coming up next. Big Al Beasy, the single man on the show, which should be playing into our Valentine's Day, by the way. I'll date you. The most beautiful supermodels in the world based on science.
Science?
It's science-backed. Dr. Julian Da Silva, a facial cosmetic surgeon, used the Greek golden ratio of beauty.
It's the symmetry of your face, right?
To come up with this gorgeous top 10. Yes, that's right, LauRen. The ratio is a mathematical equation of that the ancient Greeks devised to measure beauty. Oh, I would have been a peasant in the Greek times.
I was about to say, this is sounding a little outdated, ancient.
Right.
Leonardo da Vinci used it to create the perfect human male body in the Vitruvian Man, his famous drawing.
And a lot of people think Leonardo DiCaprio is the perfect man.
A lot of people love Leo da Vinci. I love Leo DiCaprio.
You're right.
That's my Leo. The idea behind the golden ratio is that the closer the ratios of a face or body are to the number 1.618, the more attractive they are.
And that means nothing to the average person.
So for this study, this cosmetic surgeon looked at supermodels from the mid-'80s to today, assessing them at their peak of fame to make it fair to determine which one was the most beautiful.
Isn't one of the Hadid sisters on there?
They all scored close to 100, by the way. No.
Oh,
No.
I saw last year. Maybe it wasn't last year.
So keeping in mind that a perfect score would be 1.618. That's God beautiful.
Okay.
Naomi Campbell got an 89. Emily Ratajkowski, 89.3. Cara
Delevingne.
Okay.
Cara
she got an
Delevingne.
89.9.
Oh, wow.
Kendall Jenner came in at number 6, 91.
Okay.
Winnie Harlow, 91.0. Lorena, I don't know her. Jordan Dunn, 91.3. Tom Brady's baby mama, Giselle Bundchen, number 3 on the list.
Wow.
93.11. Remember, what's that magic number to be a 100? 1.6.
6. Okay.
Right. So Giselle's at 93. Cindy Crawford, who I find to be amazingly beautiful. She's my favorite supermodel. 93.8.
I do too. I think Cindy Crawford is like one of the most beautiful supermodels. But in that scenario that you're saying, I didn't think Cindy would make the list because of her mole.
Her mole actually deducted points. You're right, Lauren. No, I'm joking. I don't know. Kate Moss was number 1 on the list, Lauren.
Really?
According to
Let me
science,
get on Google.
Kate Moss is the most beautiful supermodel, according to the golden ratio, with a staggering 94.14%. Again, that 1.618 is the most beautiful person could be, according to Greek mathematics.
Would not have Kate Moss at the top. Definitely on the top 10, but not at the top.
Can we also talk about the Greeks for a minute and like how superficial they are?
Child.
You know how you go to a restaurant and you see the food scores on the wall and you're like, I'm not eating at a place that's below 95 something. And you go in, you see 92, 93. You think in Greek times they made you put your score up on the wall to see how beautiful you were?
Yeah.
And
actually, I probably do. They probably had some form of figuring it out.
Yeah.
They probably,
You got a 63 on your front door. Nobody's coming in. Like, I got to go to the bathroom so bad, but I'm not going to use that guy's toilet because he's only a 63.
You know what? I'll just use the bush.
Yeah, I don't want to get scared.